This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Hey, howdy, hey. Welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast. I'm your host, Gianna, and special thank you to Sphere Rocket VA, our just awesome, amazing sponsors making this podcast possible every week, every day. And we're excited to get to know Kyle this morning. And Kyle, welcome to the show.
Well, it's good to be here. Thank you.
Of course. So, let's talk about you. Where are you from? What market are you in now? And how did you find yourself in real estate?
Well, I've been in the Oklahoma City area since 1975. I'd gotten out of school, graduated from Colorado State University. And
oh, really? I'm from Colorado. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you Rams or Buffs?
Yeah. Rams.
Rams? Let's go Rams. Awesome, Kyle.
So anyway,
Okay,
we ended up in Oklahoma City.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We, my wife and I got married in 1973, and our families were here in a small town south of Oklahoma City. So we kind of ended up here in Oklahoma City. Took a job with Metropolitan Life Insurance Company, and basically did that for 4 or 5 years. And they set up an investment division and had real estate as their goal. So that's kind of how I first started in real estate, and I was involved in commercial like that. And then in 1982, I decided to go out on my own and actually got in the residential sphere there at that point in time. So I've been in real estate since that time, and actually got licensed to sell residential in 1988.
Okay, awesome. So in that case, EXP wasn't your first brokerage. So when did EXP present itself to you, and why did you choose to move with EXP?
Well, I'd been my own broker for basically 30 years and never hired anybody. My daughter worked for me. She was licensed, but I never had any agents working for me. She worked as an assistant. And basically getting a little bit on it now, and wanted to kind of get set up so that my daughter could kind of go on into the business and in a way that would allow me to stay, active and all that. And so I first, of course, I've heard about EXP for quite a while, but I guess about a year and a half ago, I got serious about looking at some of the possibilities, and I moved to EXP in February of last year.
Well, awesome. And you've already iconed, which is great. And Kyle, we'll get to the Icon Award, but I want to know, now that you're over at EXP, you saw that it had some awesome amenities. It's got a stock share or stock options, revenue share, collaboration. What makes you say, I am never leaving EXP?
Well, there's so much of the technical things that are offered and pretty much offered on a free basis. I'd already been doing some collaborative work with some other agents across the country, and they had joined EXP. Of course, I was still out on my own, and I decided since they were, it made sense for me. But also I wanted, as I said, get my daughter involved, and I'd also be active and, basically in this first year or so to kind of familiarize myself with EXP and get entrenched in their ways and continue on with my, pushing that I've been doing. And I'm just now starting to work on the revenue share aspect. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes in the next year or so.
Absolutely. I hear a lot of icons come on here and they're like, I've been focusing so hard on iconing, I haven't really built my downline. And that's a huge asset here at EXP. And it's great to icon, but also having that passive income every month. I did meet an icon agent. She said she made about $8,000 to $9,000 a month just off of her downline, which is awesome. A great opportunity here. So I'll be interested to catch up with you in the future, Kyle, and see how that's going for you as well.
Yeah, I'm interested to kind of see how it goes myself. As I said, I've really never recruited any agents, never even hired a single agent in my 30 years as being a broker. So it's a little of a different twist for me, and it's going to be kind of interesting to see how it goes because it's what to expect.
I think it'll be good, and you have access to all these trainings in EXP World, and I'm sure there's probably a couple thousand hours on how to recruit. So I think you're going to do great, Kyle.
Right.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask you next about the Icon Award, right? So the production that you have to do in your market is probably a little different than what an agent has to do out in Alaska or out in Los Angeles. So I'd like to know, about how many houses it took you to cap and to hit Icon in your market, as well as, what benefits did you like most about the Icon Award? And Kyle, how did you give back to EXP? Were you a mentor, a coach? Are you teaching in EXP World? I know it's a loaded question, so I'll remind you if you forget anything.
Well, it is a loaded question. As far as capping, I think probably, I think it was like my 22nd sale, something like that last year, whenever I capped.
Mm-hmm.
And well, no, I think it was 16 if I remember right now. I think that was 16. And I ended up with 48 sales last year for my calendar year, as far as the EXP calendar anyway. And so, that was a little bit down from what I typically do, but it's got more to do with the short inventory that
Sure.
we're dealing with. And typically throughout the years, I've sold around 50, 55 houses, and hoping I'll get back there this year. But I don't know, the inventory problem is still persistent. I basically buyer's agent, and I'm trying to get a little higher percentage of listings this year, so that will probably pay off. It doesn't seem like the market's changing much as far as inventory goes right now.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's a tough market right now. And, Kyle, when you become an Icon agent, you have an opportunity to earn your stock back. You have opportunities to attend EXP Con and shareholders. And are you going to be taking advantage of these opportunities as an Icon this year?
Right. I've just now started to review that to see how all of it works. I haven't really been very focused on any of that at all yet. And actually, about 3 weeks ago, I was looking to see what all it takes and what I need to do and get involved with, and figure out how to get that basically set up alongside what I want to do, and as far as building the revenue share and all that kind of stuff. So right now, I'm just kind of exploring all that, because I've actually been focused on basically two things: is showing homes to buyers I work with, and then writing offers until we finally get one accepted. So
You're right.
Been a very different process.
You stay busy, Kyle, and I know you're saying like you're looking at this process and all the other things that you have to do when it comes to being an icon, and like you said, the market is crazy right now. So I would like to know, Kyle, how you take care of yourself. How does Kyle recharge? Because you cannot be on burnout mode all the time. How do you keep a decent work-life balance going for yourself?
Well, I'm probably about the most underbalanced person you could probably meet. Uh, I've been doing this as an agent, as I said, since 1988.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been kind of a 7-day-a-week guy. And it's a lot of people don't believe me, but those who are around me know it's true.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided at a very early stage in my career that where I got my satisfaction is working with buyers and helping them become homeowners. And I'm working typically with 50, maybe 55% buyers, and they require, if you're going to really help them the way they need to be helped, they require a lot of attention. And but I just like the way that I feel when I'm working with a first time buyer and whenever I get to see them purchase their first home. And it's, I can't really describe it. There's lots of people that think I'm just absolutely crazy, and I am. But I know the listing side of the business is not quite so demanding by any stretch of the imagination. But where I get the money, as far as how I like it, is coming from my buyer sales. And I guess I can best describe it as I tell people, well, I like working with happy people. Buyers are happy people, and generally speaking, sellers are unhappy people because they've always got something to be unhappy about.
Yep. Well, that's awesome, Kyle. You found your niche and you know that you like to surround yourself, with positivity, the excitement of getting into a new home versus the stress of getting that one sold for what you want to, and then worrying about contingencies and I don't know, everything else that come with it. So that's awesome that, you've narrowed it down to what you enjoy doing in the industry and that seems to keep you recharged, which is awesome.
Yeah, I get up every morning and I know I'm going to have a good day because I'm working with good people that I like.
Yep.
Help, and I like helping. That's basically
That's
what it boils
awesome.
down to for me.
And what more could you ask for? It's a great career path for people, I guess, people person, but I guess they would, talking about it, you would be a people. I don't know. But anyway, it's a great career path. And Kyle, you're going to start working on building your downline this next year, which means you're probably going to be talking to a couple of rookies here and there. And, I think it would be great to talk to some of the newbies right now that are listening. If they see this icon award and it's their first year at EXP, is it something they should strive for? Is that maybe a little out of their reach? What are some mistakes that you made that could have cost you the icon award this year? Just what's some advice for the newbies watching that see this big shiny icon award?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that, it all depends on what your goals are.
Mhm.
And sometimes when they're people, especially they're new in the business, their goals may not be quite reachable as far as what they said is their top limit. And it's not really all that hard from my point of view anyway to sell 30 or 40 houses a year if you're out there working on a consistent basis and working fairly hard. You don't have to kill yourself, but that most anybody that's got any skills at all, but especially some work ethics, can sell 30 or 40 houses a year. And I think that, that takes you pretty close to icon status. If it doesn't, of course, that depends on your market.
Mhm.
Uh, my average out here is in the 200,000 range. And I understand there's some markets that are lower than ours, but there's lots of markets that are higher than ours. So it just depends on, where you're at and working. But I think, first gotta sit down, look at your goals, and see if they are attainable with where you want to be, especially in relationship to the icon status.
Absolutely. And Kyle, when you heard about EXP, what'd you say, about a year and a half, 2 years ago is when you made the switch. So you had heard of it in the recent years. And were you ever skeptical of it, thinking the rumors in the industry of, oh, it's a pyramid scheme, it's a cult?
Well, throughout the years, I've had a lot of people contact me because I've been one of the most active buyers agent in the Oklahoma City area here,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of people didn't understand how somebody could just want to work with buyers, pretty much exclusively like I had. And I'd have people call. Of course, they want to have coffee. They want to do this. Of course, I know what they're doing. They're trying to recruit me. And I just had a very closed mind because, as I said, I was my own broker. I was getting 100% of my commission already. So it wasn't like I needed to improve my commission. I hadn't really had any thoughts of building a team. And of course, EXP, you're not really building a team, but you are building a close knit group of people that you work with. And so anyway, I kept hearing about it, and I'll go ahead and look at it, because kind of what prompted it was that I'd had my own office building, and I had an offer that was pretty much something I couldn't refuse, and I was thinking maybe moving into my home office anyway, and I thought it might be a good time to think about making a switch, and so that's kind of what prompted me. And I already knew quite a few people with EXP, so I started exploring that at that point in time. But it was mainly just because I thought that it would be nice to, kind of start building that downstream, the revenue share. And I thought, now might be a good time to try that. So that's kind of what pushed me over the tip, so to speak.
Absolutely. No, that's totally understandable. And Kyle, you finally got it through, as stubborn as you were, that EXP is going to be a great move for me. So for somebody that's watching right now and they were maybe in your same shoes, or maybe even if you could go back in time and talk to yourself when you were closed-minded to it, what would you say to that person?
Well, I think it depends a whole lot on what their background is, but
Mhm.
I've always been somebody that reaches out, looks for different opportunities. Explored a lot of different products and services, software. So I've always been active in that, and I think sometimes people don't get involved in that so much, or at least that's been my experience. There's lots of agents that don't really take advantage of some of those things.
Mhm.
And what really kind of got me was just the fact that EXP just has such a wealth of information that's available. And if
Absolutely.
you're interested in, learning and actually knowing more, and getting yourself more organized or better opportunities, then that's really the biggest thing that I was uh, planning on doing, because I already had the production. I knew I wouldn't have any trouble, getting over here and capping and doing those kind of things. But it was more the information available, and the things that I could take advantage of from that point of view, that are basically offered for free.
Absolutely. Kyle, it sounds like you've come over here, you've taken these tools and you really used them to build a place that you like and is fit to Kyle's taste and niche. And that's been awesome to hear about.
Yeah, it is, and that's like I said, they do offer a lot of the things that can be a little bit overwhelming at times, because there is a lot of stuff out there. But once you kind of get your niche and decide what might be your best opportunities, then it's important to search those out and learn about them the best that you can.
Absolutely. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Kyle. And that is actually all my questions for today. I think it's been an awesome episode. We're coming up on 20 minutes. Is there anything that you'd like to leave the listeners with today, Kyle? When it comes to EXP or real estate or not working with sellers, whatever you want.
Well, I think it's all about what you can enjoy doing the most. If you get into the business and you just can't find anything that you can grab onto and something that excites you, then it's going to be very tough business, because you've got to have the motivation. And most of the time, motivation is something that comes from within us. And if you don't wake up real interest and desire to help people, it's going to be very tough. And so once you find out what helps you, then that's what you need to develop, because otherwise it's pretty easy to be unhappy, and because there's always something here that people throw up in your way that are problems that you have to contend with. But if you're doing something because it makes you happy, then I think that is what makes it into a great long-term proposition for us.
Kyle, thank you so much for your time today. And whenever you figure out what you're doing, whether you're going to EXPCon or shareholders, you let me know so that we can meet up out there, okay?
All righty, we'll do it.
Awesome. Thank you, Kyle. Have a great day.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at SphereRocketVA.com and find out how we can make your life easier.